I'm not gonna drink so much.
Yeah, they're asking for coffee and boba reviews.
Coffee and boba reviews.
I'd like to do those again. I'm not gonna drink so...
And how, would you want to run with Evan?
Yeah, I'm not gonna drink so much anymore.
I'll go to the sauna with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys sweat it out.
I have one of my
I'm not,
really?
Yeah, they just said Russian and Turkish bathhouse.
Russian Turkish bathhouse.
I'm not gonna drink as much anymore as I used to.
Tell them that. Tell them that.
I'm gonna cut down on my drinking significantly.
You promise?
Yes.
Joshua Block, also known as World of T-Shirts, is down bad. If you want a full recap on what Josh has done, I'm linking my last video that I made on him now. But all you need to know is he's a TikToker in his mid-20s who's been traveling around the world. He had a couple of TikToks that went viral and a couple of controversies that he took part in. But one thing I failed to touch on more in depth in my previous video was Josh's alcoholism. When I made my first video, it seemed like Josh was drinking a little bit too much, but when you're in your early 20s, you know how it is. I didn't know just how bad it had gotten until I had seen one of his more recent videos. As I was looking through TikTok for new video ideas, I stumbled across a clip of Josh throwing up in his mixed drink, and then he continues to drink it. This led me to looking at what Josh had been up to recently, and all you have to do is look at the front page of his TikTok. 90% of his newest videos are him either drinking, showing you a local site, or just drinking. It has gotten so out of control, there are dedicated TikTok pages to tracking how many drinks he has had every week. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I wanted to start this video off by showing you guys a clip of Josh recently. I feel like it paints a good picture for people who don't know his full story as to just what he's like, and of course the people who know him love a good display of his sheer ego and narcissism. While hosting one of his now infamous New York tours, an IRL live streamer by the name of Mr. Based came up to Josh and asked to film with him. Josh, being the businessman that he is, told Mr. Based to scram, and when he didn't, he threw his beer all over him.
You can't come on this event. Scram!
I'm not coming on your event. I didn't take...
You have to leave!
And you're a very large TikToker.
You have to leave!
I'm on my knees. Please help me. Please help my channel.
You have to leave!
I'm begging you, help my channel.
Hey, come on.
Get him!
Get out of here, man.
Get him!
You didn't pay for this event, man.
Get him! Get him!
Come on, man.
Bribe to me. I'm walking home. Oh my God! He just threw his drink on me. All right, now you've got problems, young man. Get over here! You're going to apologize to me. Run, you little bitch!
Josh has always done stuff like this. He will yell at someone for recording him in public, and then after assaulting them or damaging their property in some way, he runs off screaming as people chase him. Ever since he blew up on TikTok, his ego has been absolutely out of control. To Josh, you are a second citizen in New York City. Whatever he's doing, no matter how small, takes precedent over you. And somehow, he always manages to squirm out of responsibility. If Mr. Based wasn't so based, he could have pressed charges on Josh for that, as well as the guys whose van he kicked. World of T-Shirts truly carries himself like the King of New York, and every king has their crown. To Josh, it is his captain's hat. This captain's hat has probably been to more nations than you and I combined. It truly is a part of the World of T-Shirts lore at this point, being the only hat that he wears in his videos. So he holds it in pretty high regard, and people are always trying to steal it. Usually the people who take the hat run off a little bit into the distance and drop it. Josh retrieves it, everything works out fine. But this does not stop World of T-Shirts from having an absolute meltdown over these incidents, made increasingly worse by Josh's constantly drunken state, being much less aware of his surroundings and much more vocal in his cries for help.
I have every right to curse because I'm being taken advantage of. That guy tried to steal my hat again.
You guys ever be hanging out with your friends on the porch at night, you know, smoking a cigarette or having a beer or something, and you hear what sounds like a violent murder occurring only a block away? It's really a 50-50 coin toss, because half the times it's some shit like this. Someone who's had a little bit too much to drink and is overreacting. But you can't tell me that hearing this outside in the middle of the night wouldn't send a little shiver down your spine. I do not condone the hat snatching in any way, it's not cool. While the guy is an egomaniac, he still does have some mental problems, and stealing his stuff isn't cool. Just want to put that out there. I showed you these two previous clips because I think it gives us the perfect foundation as to Josh's current personality. As egotistical as ever, and as drunk in public as ever. It has been a very long time, I'm talking months, since Josh has been sober. Every single day, he drinks tons of alcohol, getting the majority of his calories from it. Josh has always been attracted to alcohol. It seems like his two loves in life are traveling the world and drinking. And he has managed to make a career out of combining these two things. And I didn't realize until just recently how much money this guy was making. You think King Cobra JFS has been rolling in it ever since he got his super chats back? Jesus Christ, Joshua Block is on a whole nother level. He will spend your average car payment on drinks every week. He'll stay in nice Airbnbs overseas for weeks. Turin Spidey, another IRL streamer, does something extremely similar, but sometimes he's sleeping out of a tent. The amount that Josh rakes in on Cameo and these tours well pays for this habit. And make no mistake, when you go on one of these tours, or when you pay Josh for a Cameo, you might as well be putting a drink in his hand. When Josh says that he lives paycheck to paycheck, he's not kidding. He makes good money, but he spends it exorbitantly. And I truly believe it is all because of the drinking. Because now the World of T-Shirts brand is heavily associated with drunkenness. If you go on one of these tours, one of the stipulations is that they will buy you a free drink at one of the bars you stop at. Every single one of these tours Josh is doing, he's drinking while currently doing them. There's at least one bar, if not two, included in the tour. This would be completely different if he wasn't drinking like this every single day. And it's been like this for a while, guys. I don't know how I missed it in my first video, because this has been going on for years. It seems like the problems really started when Josh was 18 and he took a trip to Mexico. For those of you who don't know, the legal drinking age in Mexico is 18. Josh went there solo, getting publicly drunk quite a bit. This had people on the edge of their seat. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but Josh sticks out like a sore thumb in Mexico. Josh is not visiting a resort. He is going out and walking the streets of the towns. And being drunk in public is never the safe option. It really is a wonder that he survived that trip as well as all of his others. I believe it is this interest in the Mexico trip that he got coupled with the increasing TikTok popularity of the time, that led Josh to make drinking a staple of his channel. That, and of course, the social ease that it brings. You see, Josh has autism, and it seems like people with autism are more likely to be alcoholics. It makes social situations a lot less stressful, and of course opens you up. In the beginning, I'm sure it was great for Josh. Brought him out of his shell, he got some interesting footage, but like most addictions, it got more and more extreme as time went on. But there was a clear shift in Josh. There was a point where you could tell that it went from him just having drinks out in public, having fun, to a true need. And I think that that really began around the time Michael Quinn came into his life. For those of you who don't know who Michael Quinn is, I'm going to keep it very short because the man thrives off of clout, either negative or positive. But the first thing you need to know is that he is probably the most hated character in the World of T-Shirts universe. No matter how you feel about Josh, almost everyone can come together around a general disdain towards Michael Quinn. He is this 60-something-year-old man who hangs around Josh for clout. He, of course, is the one setting up the World of T-Shirts New York tours, and it is very obvious that he is heavily manipulating Josh, and not for the better. Mike Quinn can very often be seen drinking with Josh in public, and using him to cozy up to random people. And that's all I have seen, a relationship where a person is used. There is no give and take. Michael Quinn has almost nothing to offer Josh, and attempts to publicly come off as a guardian-like figure for him. You see, Josh has no parental structure. He's in his very early 20s, and he's now internet famous. He really did need somebody. It's a shame that he found Michael Quinn, because I think that it is this ego he has absorbed from Quinn. Michael Quinn might be one of the most egotistical and narcissistic people I have seen on TikTok. He will go into a bar by himself, fire up a live, and then start using the comments section trashing all over him as an excuse to talk to people. It's always very awkward, very cringy, and centers around him being some rich millionaire that owns a hot dog stand. It's all lies. Mike Quinn has never displayed any proof for any of his wealth, and it seems very evident that he is using Josh to try to launch his social media career. He doesn't care one bit how Josh ends up, just how Michael Quinn looks in the public eye. The massive amount of criticism that he has received in the past has led him to state that he's convinced Josh to stop drinking multiple times, only to later that week start up a live stream with Josh at a bar. Quinn has convinced him to say racial slurs in the past, records him when he is at his most intoxicated, and is the definition of a clout chaser. While Michael Quinn has been telling people that he's gonna get Josh help, that Josh is truly cutting down on his drinking, Josh would reveal to us that he's slamming 100 proof banana shooters for breakfast.
They're very good. Don't tell me what to do. I'm the captain of the ship. You do what I say. The audacity. What does B-A-N-N-E-D mean on Tinder? I went on Tinder, it says your account's been B-A-N-N-E-D. What does that mean?
That was Josh early in the morning, off those 100 proof banana shooters. This video was recorded after Michael Quinn had made claims of convincing Josh to cut back on his drinking. Michael Quinn is doing jack to help Josh's alcoholism, because he knows that it's a major selling point for the tours, the cameos, and Josh's content in general. While I'm not a particular fan of Josh for what he did to a fish, him being manipulated like this by Michael Quinn, who I dislike far more turns my stomach. Michael Quinn is beyond grown. I'm pretty sure he's either in his late 50s or early 60s. The guy's old enough to be Josh's grandfather. And if he really was the millionaire that he claims, he could get Josh some help. Because the drinking is absolutely out of control, guys. It's time that we finally get into the alcohol consumption tracker. This is going to show you just how much Josh drinks on camera. Because like Josh just previously said, he's slamming banana shooters when he wakes up. So these numbers I'm about to show you are most definitely lowballing it. A massive shout out to World of Alcohol Tracker. If you guys are trying to keep up with just how much Josh is drinking, there is no better place than World of Alcohol Tracker on TikTok. He does daily recaps of Josh's drinking, and then at the end of the week, he puts together just how much he drank on camera for the week. It's a lot of work, and I really appreciate him doing us all this service, so go give him a follow. What I'm about to read to you guys is at the time of recording this video, Josh's previous week of drinking. If you remember the beginning of the video where Josh said that he was going to cut back on his drinking, then I think it's pretty important to know that all of this took place after that clip. Total weekly drinks, 83.5, 11.93 drinks per day. As we've seen before, Josh will not always finish his drinks, and I think it's pretty important that he calculates the half drinks in there too. 11.93 drinks a day is already insane. That's enough to get your average person pretty drunk. But we also have to keep in mind that this is just what we're seeing on camera. Josh has proven to us before that he's drinking off camera too, so I'd put it more in the realm of 15 or 16 drinks per day. Total amount spent on drinks this week, $339, that's $48.43 a day. He's spending over $1,200 a month on alcohol alone. That's more than some people's rent. A lot of these are high sugar, expensive drinks at bars in New York City. But currently he's on a trip overseas, so I'd say the prices are less than usual. Now this one's gonna be shocking, guys. Total calories consumed from drinks this week, 12,300. 1,757 per day. Damn near reaching the daily recommended amount of calories just on alcohol. As you all have noticed, Josh is relatively thin. I truly believe this is how he's getting the majority of his calories. And with him drinking all these sugary mixed drinks, it's just a recipe for diabetes in the making. And if he continues this behavior into his adulthood, when his metabolism slows, I think he's going to run into some real problems. This next one is also very interesting. His max blood alcohol content, which would be the drunkest he got during this whole week, 0.23, which is actually not as high as I expected it to be. It makes sense though because Josh is on a trip, he needs his wits about him. Still damn near 3 times the legal limit. And for our final statistic, I find it most fascinating. That would be hours sober. The amount of hours Josh spent the entire week sober, coming in at 40 hours, or 23.81% of his life. One of the top comments on this World of Alcohol Tracker video absolutely blew me away with its insight. Josh putting in 40 hours of sobriety in a week. That's a full-time job, so his job is being sober. And keep in mind, guys, that's being generous. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but Josh is probably drinking just as much off camera. While I haven't seen it myself, I've heard many people talk about him getting the shakes when he's not drunk. This is a telltale sign of alcohol dependency, and it's a very dangerous thing because if you stop drinking cold turkey, chances are you could die. Your body becomes so used to having that poison in its system, when it's suddenly taken away, it's a shock. Josh has already drank himself into a corner. It seems like now he's going to require professional help to kick these habits. And without a strong support system, hell, he doesn't even have a support system at all, it's very unlikely that he will kick these addictions. Michael Quinn doesn't want to help him get better, it would impact their popularity. Josh doesn't want to get better because he sees no problem with destroying his body in this way. It really seems like the only people that want him to get better are the people in his TikTok comments sections. And though it might help, it's not gonna be enough. That's all I have on Joshua Block today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. In my previous video, I didn't touch much on the alcoholism side of his story, so I wanted to come back and remedy that, as well as show you guys some new clips. I can't thank you enough for watching, especially till the end of the video. That always helps so much. A massive thank you to all my channel members. Thank you guys for being the backbone of this community and for all of your months of unwavering support. It truly means the world, guys. If you guys have anyone that you'd like me to cover, leave it down in the comments section below. I really like reading comments. I can't always read all of them, but you guys always have such good advice. I also appreciate the criticism. Please feel free to let me know what you thought of the video down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful night, and be sure to keep it Kiwi.